And good afternoon. Welcome to Today at the Races, presented by Fidelity First. I'm Stan Salter along with Tim Tulloch. We have lots of action, lots of carryovers today on a Sunday where you need to look for some mutters. We're off the turf today, a sloppy track, so factor that into your handicap. And we have some winners and some tickets for today. But let's recap yesterday. Maryland's Day at the Races, the big Jim McKay Maryland Million Day, didn't disappoint. We had a record handle. We beat last year's handle. We were a little shy of $6 million. Big performance by the two-year-old by Cal Nation, Our Nation on Parade. That was a big performance to kick things off, and then in the Classic Forest Fire wrapped up the action.
Oh, what a day. It was a perfect day. We had a big crowd. The weather could not have been better. Simply could not have been better. Throw in Hello Beautiful's big win and Taco Supreme's big win in the sprint. It was a great day. Bet a lot of money, which is always good to see. And just a crowd. I walked down on the apron, and the kids are there playing with the clowns, and the adults are, they're playing with their friends at the bar. But there's nothing wrong with that. We're always on to that. So it was just a great day. And when I walked out of here last night, they're all still going.
All right, so big party yesterday, big handle. We're going to try to we'll do it all again next year for the Jim McKay Maryland Million. But let's get right to today. Here's the big story for today. There it is. Nice carryover in that late pick 5. That's going to start race 5 on the 9-race program. Industry low, 12% takeout. This is going to be well played. I think it's got a shot at getting around 100,000 when it's all said and done. I have a ticket for the late pick 5. We'll show you that when we get to race 5. You can study it online now, laurelpark.com, underneath the handicapping sections. So there's the big carryover for the day. It's not the only one. Let's show you a couple others. The Rainbow Pick 6, that starts in race 4. There's the carryover for that, a little shy of 2,800. Also the Super High 5, that starts in race 1. We have a Super High 5 carryover, a little shy of 2,300. That's a low 15% takeout in the Super High 5. So that's all the horse racing action for today. We'll try to give you some winners for those multi-race wagers. If you like the football, we have you covered for that as well. The NFL Sunday ticket, every game, every Sunday. Watch all the NFL action in the sports book on that 75-foot LED wall. That's like 25 yards on a football field, Tim. The best spot in Maryland to watch football.
Oh, absolutely, and it's less than a first down to the bar.
Right.
From some of those couches and chairs. So, yeah, everything you need to have is right here at Laurel Park today, including those carryovers we talked about. It's going to be warm, it's going to be dry, it's going to be comfortable, and it will be fun.
And you can bet the football as well. Jump into our $3,000 football pick'em contest. You enter up there at the sports bar. You have to enter before the 1 o'clock game starts. So that's all today. Next Saturday, the big Fall Fest, another big Super Saturday for you next Saturday. Our Oystertober Fest and Fall Fest, pony rides, a petting zoo, pumpkin patch, trick or treat, much more. We'll have some big live racing. Go to laurelpark.com/fallfest for more details. You can buy tickets, $25, all you can eat oysters and draft beer. That's one of the best deals around, Tim.
No question about it. I've told you before. You think I'm kidding? You're going to find the co-host next Saturday because I'm going to be down. I'll be here, but I won't be here.
Can't beat that. $25, all you can drink, draft beer and oysters. So check it out at laurelpark.com. All right, let's get right to today. Let's show you a picture of that main track. It's a little sloppy, a lot of rain. I think it's just going to keep on raining throughout the day. So we'll stay at a sloppy track, I'm pretty sure. We're in the 50s, so it's not too cold. If it's any colder, it might be snowing. So let's get right to it here. In race 1. Race 1's going to start the rolling Super High 5 with that low 15% takeout carryover. Let's show it to you. Once again, it's $2,283 here for the Super High 5. We have it every race with 7 or more horses, so keep your eye on that throughout the day. Also, race 1 kicks off the popular early pick 5, mandatory payout on the early pick 5, industry low, 12% takeout. The early pick 5 yesterday paid a cool $50,000 plus as Port Louis blew it up in race 5 yesterday for Bob Haynes.
$137 winner and an emotional winner's circle. That was fun. That could have been the highlight of the day. Yep. I know it was the highlight of some people's day who had a $2 ticket on Port Louis, and someone in that big crowd had one. Or a couple.
Hopefully one of them had that big
they're
early
back
pick
today.
5 yesterday. So, yeah, they'll be back today. Let's get rolling here. Race 1, we're off the turf. We're going a flat mile here in the opener. Maiden claiming 40,000 for 2-year-olds. I go with the 7 on top here. Rooftop Bar was entered main track only for this race by trainer Lacey Gaudet. When I checked the changes on Equibase earlier, I didn't have a rider update yet. Do you have a rider on this horse?
I do not have a rider on this horse.
Okay, we're still waiting to get a rider here on the 7 Rooftop Bar. Damon, let us know if you hear something. Okay, thank you. Make the rider.
Would have been a good guess.
There we go. Joan Rosado will ride the 7 Rooftop Bar, our top pick. A good second last out, maiden 40 going a mile. So this horse, by Tail of the Cat, a good foundation to break his maiden today.
Yeah, it certainly is, and good effort in his last race, getting beat 2 lengths for this maiden 40, going a mile, gets back here today. Look, by Flatters by AP Indy out of a Victory Gallop mare, the off-going should not be an issue for Rooftop Bar at all. Should handle it with no problem. A work since that last race should be good enough here for Rooftop Bar. I like him on top too.
All right, so we both have the 7 on top. I used the 1 in the exacta, Fear None for Anthony Pecoraro. A decent second last out going a mile. They put the blinkers on today. 2-year-old colt by Al Padrino, the sire of Taco Supreme, the big sprint winner yesterday. Jeremy Rose in town to ride the 1, Fear None.
Yeah, I didn't get to the 1. Some of these races you're going to have to just kind of go through them, and I just simply didn't get to the 1. Last time out was a good effort, but stepping up from the maiden 25 here to the maiden 40, drawing the fence, getting blinkers first time, a couple works, 1 work since then, but and Pecoraro is typically pretty dangerous when he comes down here.
Yep. You have the 8. I didn't get to the 8, but the 8's well-bred by Flatter here for Graham Motion. An encouraging third in debut. Was bet down to one of the favorites against maiden 40 late September here at Laurel.
Yeah, and I looked at the wrong horse earlier, Rooftop Bar by Tail the Cat out of an Indian Charlie mare. That horse should really handle the slot, but this one by Flatter out of Victory Gallop, this shouldn't be an issue for Prevail Upon either. Stretching out for the first time, staying at this maiden 40 levels, had a couple work since, didn't get away the best in his last start, so a little bit better break will be better today, and he salvaged a pretty decent finish after not getting away the best, ground out a decent finish, and only got beat 6 lengths, so I expect Prevail Upon for Graham Motion and Georgie Vargas to run much better here today.
All right, see if we can both get Rooftop Bar home here in the opener to kick off that big early pick 5. Let's turn the page. The early pick 4 starts in race 2. Tim, you like the early pick 4 today. Let's check out your ticket and see how you play it.
I do. On my early pick 4 and my pick 6, I do not have a single on either one of my tickets. Right here we got a $27 ticket, 3 deep here in race 2, 169, 3 deep in the 3rd and the 4th. And I go 2 deep in the 5th, where I toyed with singling one of these 2 horses, then I decided not to. The 6 or Run for the Munnings for Jeremiah Engelhart and Georgie Vargas, and the 8 Christmas in the City for Drompetta and Pimentel. Both those horses look like they'll handle the off-going, and they're both in good form. So there you go, $27 ticket. Good luck if you play. Thank you. If that comes through. I just got word in my ear that the 8 is a late scratch here in race 5. So there's my single. There you go. We just saved a little money. Take the 8 off my early pick 4 here, and you save yourself a little money. So that's what I'm going to end up doing. I'll end up singling on the 6 Run for the Money for Engelhart and Vargas in the race 5.
I have that Munnings colt on top as well. 6 looks tough there in race 5. Let's check out the race 2. Race 2, we're going 6 furlong sloppy track. Maiden claiming 10,000 for 2-year-old filly. Scratch to 3, Premier Justice. I go with the 2 on top here. Wicked Race by Race Day for Lacey Gaudet. Forest Boyce will ride. This horse dropped to the maiden 16 last out, late September. Was the beaten favorite, but ran an okay race. Went to the front and then just gave way a little bit. Now a drop to the maiden 10. Probably going to be forwardly placed from the inside today. And if she can get in front on a sloppy track, she's a gray filly. She can just keep on going, hopefully. Bet a gray on a rainy day.
That's what they say, and Wicked Race will probably take some money, 7-2 on the morning line. A work since that last race, a decent work, 5/8 of a mile. I just didn't use her. Not that I don't like her. I just saw some other horses that I liked a little bit better here, but certainly if you go on the gray for a rainy day, and Matthew Sherry and Lacey got they do well. So there you have it.
So I have the 2 on top. You like the 9. I like the 9 here. Tunstall's going to get a nice trip, hopefully, from the outside. Tried turf, sprinting twice on the turf. Now this filly by Seville tries a sloppy track here for Dale Capuano.
Yeah, dropping from the maiden 25 to the maiden 10, taking on the main track for the first time. Going to get slop, but the turf tries were pretty okay. They were even. They were nothing sensational, but they were nothing disastrous either. I think she might move forward a little bit here on the main track, and actually might appreciate this off track a little bit also. Dale Capuano 24% when he takes one from the turf to dirt, as is happening today, and you always have to recognize that's a significant drop from the maiden 25 to the maiden 10.
All right, so we both like the 9. We both like the 6 as well. Baby Bam Bam for Jamie Ness, 2-year-old filly, gets blinkers on today for the first time. Edwin Gonzalez will ride an okay 4th last out against maiden 15. Now a little drop here to the maiden 10.
Yeah, at the end of the day, the maiden 15 down to 10 at Delaware Park. This is probably a lateral move, maybe a little bit of a class relief, but I'm not thinking very much. But that was a decent try in that race at Delaware Park. He only gets beat 4 lengths in that race. He comes back at this maiden 10 level. That's the right move for Baby Bam Bam. A work at Delaware since that last race. So it looks like he's going in the right direction. He's certainly going to go in the right direction hanging around this level.
All right, so we like some, and we both like the 1 as well here. What a Tart for Hammy Smith. Alex Cintron will ride. Ran an okay race on the dirt last out, trying the dirt for the first time after trying the turf in her first couple tries. Inside post, she's going to need to get a sharp break, hopefully, with Cintron.
Well, yeah, and she salvaged a really nice finish at the end of the day in that last race. She was outrun 16 lengths after stumbling out of the gate, and then ended up running 4th and getting beat 5 lengths. However, now she's drawing the rail. She's going to have to get away. She can't afford that stumble today. They'll be long gone, and see you later. So good break's going to be important. Sharp work, 36-1, 3/8 of a mile here at Laurel on October 11th since that last effort.
All right, let's turn the page here. Take a look at race 3. Race 3, we're going 1 mile and 1/8 on a sloppy track here, claiming 16,000 3-year-olds and upward. And I go with this a dead stone cold closer. The 12 Maynooth. He's a cool horse. I remember him when I was working in the Cal Lynch barn last winter. He's a cool 4-year-old by Sky Mesa. He comes from way back. Look, he fell 20 lengths back last out at Delaware early October, and then rallied to get up for second. Chuck C. Lopez, my new favorite long shot rider here in Maryland. He got Smokin' Caracana home in the opener yesterday. Nice $11 winner. So let's see if he can get Maynooth from way back, kind of a Silky Sullivan running style here for this cool 4-year-old. So I'll go with the 12 on top.
Sure, why not? He's on my ticket. Has run some decent race, going 1 mile and 1/8 on a fast track at Delaware Park, but has been pretty effective on off track. 6 starts, a win, a second, and 3/3. So hits the board while running on and off track. And you're right, he's going to be coming late under CC Lopez. We saw CC Lopez do that yesterday to take down one of those turf races yesterday, coming from off the pace.
Smokin' Caracana.
So Smokin' Caracana. There you go. That's the one.
Yep.
Yeah, I didn't have that one, so I'm a little bitter. Look, got the job done from off the pace.
You can get him on Maynooth today.
You could do it on Maynooth today, no question about it. So I give this one a pretty good shot.
All right, real quick, the 11 you have on top here, Blame the Kids, had all summer off for Kieran McGee, so a fresh 4-year-old by Blame, ready to roll off the layoff today. Has a good form on the off track as well.
Good form on the off track. Now the question is he going to be ready to go off of the layoff? And Kieran McGee's just lukewarm off this type of layoff, no doubt about it, but this horse are running superior races to a lot of the other horses in the race when he was last seen this past May, and as you mentioned, he's got good off-track form. So I'm going to take a little shot on Blame the Kids on the outside with Weston Hamilton.
All right, first 3 races in the book. Let's get right to a commercial break. Carry over in the Rainbow Pick 6. That starts race 4. That's a nice upper-level allowance feature of the day, going 7 furlongs. Then over 20,000 in that late Pick 5 starting in race 5. We'll check it out right after this.
When it comes to getting back in the game, there's only one team to turn to. The team more high school, collegiate, and professional athletes train and recover with. That team is MedStar Sports Medicine. For more than 30 years, MedStar has served as a leader in the diagnosis, treatment, and rehabilitation of orthopedic and sports-related injuries. Ranked among the top programs in the Maryland and Washington regions, we offer rapid access to athletes of all levels. Let the pros who treat the pros treat you. MedStar Sports Medicine.
All right, welcome back. Here we go with the 20-cent Rainbow Pick 6. There's the carryover, $2,770. Starts race 4 on the 9-race program. Tim, you have a ticket today for the Rainbow Pick 6. Feature of the day kicks it off. Let's check out your ticket. There you go.
$57.60 ticket. I got 4 deep to get started here in race 4, 2 deep in the 5th, 6th, 3 deep in the 7th. We got that scratch there, so I might be singling there in race 5. Take out the 8 there in race 5. And as you see, 2 deep in the 8th and 3 deep in race 9. $57.60 ticket. Good luck if you play along in the Rainbow Pick 6.
All right, here we go. Starts race 4, second level allowance condition, 3-year-olds and upward, 7 furlongs on the main track. I originally I didn't have the one articulator in my picks at all, but then when the track came up sloppy like it is today, this 4-year-old by Quality Road, he loves an off track, a 3-time winner in the off going. He's 6 for 6 in the money. He has early speed with Alex Centron, and he ships in town here for a barn that wins at 29%. So we both have the one articulator on top.
Yeah, and I had this one on top originally. Anyway, it's just a bonus that it's come off the turf. He's run some big races with some big numbers, including a nice 92 buyer speed figure earlier this year at Pimlico. So I'm happier to pick this horse because it looks like he can come down to Maryland and compete. We've seen horses of Georgie Navarro last fall and even the fall before, who came down here and just couldn't keep up, didn't run to their numbers. I think this one is already won here in Maryland. It makes me feel better. And, of course, the off-track getting Centron 7-2 on the line. And I think he goes off a favorite no matter what.
All right, the 3 here. Vino McLean for Englehart. Vargas will ride a good second behind Top Line Growth, last out going a mile. So this horse is going to be dead fit on the cutback to 7 furlongs today.
I love these horses that turn back, and this horse is very capable going 7/8 of a mile. You look back on his form, you'll see a big race in August of 2018 going 7/8 of a mile up at Saratoga, where he fired an 84 buyer speed figure and just got beat a neck. So I love the turn back Top Line Growth. Well, he's no bad horse, is he? That horse can run a little bit, and he ran within 3 lengths of him. So the turn back, Georgie Vargas and Englehart, well, they're pretty good together, about 33%. So I like this one also. And look, buy into Mischief out of a trippy mare. The off-going should not be an issue at all. I know he's run on and off track before, a good track rated good and sprinting 6.5. But this is sloppy. There's a big difference between sloppy and good. We've talked about it before. If you ever walked in galoshes over mud, you'll know the difference.
All right. So 5 I didn't get to. You like the 5 here. This horse could be dangerous. Pulsate by Speightstown, a big maiden special weight win at Aqueduct, 6.5 on the main track last February. He got a lifetime best number in that race. This will be his first time over a sloppy track. He gets a big Tomlinson rating in the DRF for his off-track form here. We'll see if this Speightstown likes the sloppy going today.
Well, Speightstown, who was by Gone West, out of a Kitten's Joy mare. And now we know the Kitten's Joy, you think turf, Kitten's Joy, but those Kitten's Joys, they run over anything. They don't care. And I think this one will too. And those 2 dirt races, 3 dirt races right in a row last winter and into the spring up there in New York. Those were big races. He has second and 2 wins. One is A other than. Up there at Aqueduct going a mile. The 7/8 of a mile will work for him today. I like this one under Julian Pimentel a little bit here this afternoon.
All right, let's turn the page, get right to race 5, the big carryover of the day in the late pick 5, industry low, 12% takeout means more money back in your pockets when you hit the pick 5 here at Laurel Park. There's the carryover, $20,291. This will be well played. I think it'll be around $80,000, $100,000 when it's all said and done. Let's check out my ticket, $54 ticket. I couldn't come up with a single. Could not come up with a single here on the late pick 5. Race 5 here to kick it off. Nice allowance race, 5.5 furlongs. I have the 6 on top here. Run for the money is going to be awfully tough, but the 9 Day Strike for the Hot Barn. Damon Del Devico, they had a 2-win day yesterday, Taco Supreme, and then they won the finale, so maybe Day Strike can pull off the upset in race 5. Race 6, I go with the 3, 4, 11. The 3 Holly's Lady might be a nice price there in race 6. I go with the 2, 4, 8 in race 7. My top pick is the 8 Alex Babe with Chucky Lopez, 6-1 on Alex Babe, the 8 in race 7. And then race 8, I go with the 3, 8 there. The 8's my top pick, Grand Skylark from the Susan Cooney barn. And then in the finale, I go 2, 7, 8. My top pick there is the 2, Emo, the favorite from the Mike Pino barn. So there's my ticket for the big late pick 5, big carryover. This is going to be well played, one of the biggest late pick 5s in the country today right here at Laurel Park. Starts in race 5. You can study that ticket some more on the website, laurelpark.com. Underneath the handicapping section. Here we go. Race 5, a nice first level allowance condition. 3-year-olds and upward, going 5.5 furlongs to 6. Might be a real popular favorite here. Run for the Munnings, I think, is going to be a short price favorite. A 3-year-old colt by Munnings. This will be his first time on and off track, so that is a question mark, but he has speed and a real big second late September 21st here at Laurel Park. A real big second at this level. I think he's going right to the front today. Oh, that was a big 78 Beyer speed figure. He runs that back today, and he's long gone.
Well, he likes Laurel Park. His 2 best races have been right here at Laurel Park. Now, they were both on fast tracks, but he should handle the off track without too much issue. By Munnings, out of Speightstown, Teufelsberg mare should not be an issue for him. That was a big race in his last start. He didn't get away the best, and then head for the lead all the way down there, and then just misses in the end to one more great time. So I expect him to move forward. I expect him to handle the mud, and that was a big scratch for me anyway. That was a big scratch of the 8, Christmas in the City, because I just think Christmas in the City would just have relished the off going here today. So I think that helps Run for the Monies and has become my single on all my tickets.
All right, so we both have a cold 694 on top there. Let's turn the page here. Race 6, a nice maiden special weight going a flat mile. We kick off the late pick 4 in race 6, and I go to the outside here, the 11 Sacred Lady. Lacey Gaudette with a couple main track only entries today, and this horse looks tough. Rosato's going to ride. 3-year-old filly by Will Take Charge. A couple decent efforts on the main track. Came off a long layoff, hadn't run since last January, and then comes back late September. First start in the Lacey Gaudette barn, an okay third down there at Churchill against Maiden 50. So a lateral move here today. This horse has some early speed. Hopefully she likes the slop.
Yeah, that's going to be the question. Does she like the slop? She's got a good route race at the fairgrounds last fall in mid-November, where she got beat a nose and ran a big number, 64 by her speed figure. Has not run back to that race since. As you mentioned, this will be second off a little bit of a layoff. First start here at Laurel Park, but has been working here at Laurel Park, and a nice work recently on the 15th of October, a half mile in 48 and 4. I like Sacred Lady here. Not my top pick, but I certainly like her. I don't like forestry on the bottom on the off going. That gives me a little bit of a concern, but it's not life or death. You got unbridled song, Will Take Charge on top, and they love that stuff.
All right, the 10 quick pay you have on top. I didn't use the 10. 3-year-old filly by Super Saver for Engelhart. Victor Carrasco had a win yesterday. Carrasco rides the 10 quick pay.
Yeah, by Super Saver out of a Speightstown mare. Should absolutely love this off going. Adds blinkers today, has a strong off-track pedigree, as I just mentioned, and has never run a bad race. Look at her form. Her last race, she ran 6, but she only got beat 5 lengths for the whole thing on the turf. So she'll be taking the main track on for the first time. She'll be getting slop for the first time, but she's been working well here for Engelhart. Nice work on the 13th of October, 48 flat. Right here on Laurel Park's main track.
All right, so I didn't get to the 10, but I have the 3 here. Holly's Lady, I'm just taking a shot. Ran okay when it came off the turf at Delaware early September. That was on a fast track. Ran okay, an okay second. It was a small field, but at least she has a good foundation underneath her to get the mile today. This will be her first time over a sloppy track. She's a gray filly by Despite the Odds for Serene Bracho. So I'll take a shot at a big price here, maybe on the 3 Holly's Lady.
Yeah, why not a gray filly? You'll probably get a nice price, and there's nothing that says that she will not handle this. She very well might handle this off going pretty well by despite the odds out of an aptitude mare.
All right, here we go. Let's turn the page. Race 7 is going to kick off the final pick 3 of the day. We're going a mile and a 16th, claiming 10,000. Filly and mares 3 and up. Never won 3 lifetime or straight 3-year-old fillies. I go with a little price on top here. 6-1 on the 8 Alex Babe for Ian Hemingway, the trainer. 4-year-old filly by Preakness winner Fleet Alex. Chuck C. Lopez had to win yesterday on Smokin' Caracana. He rides this filly. 6-1 morning line. A nice win last out. Early October against 62.52 life at Delaware, 66 Buyer speed figure. That's a lifetime best. So hopefully she keeps that forward momentum going today. I'll go with it. And then she has some speed too. I think she's going to be part of the early pace.
Yeah, you're putting a little pressure on CeCe Lopez today.
A little bit.
Anyway,
Right.
look, Alex Babe certainly going in the right direction. Her last 3 starts have been better than the one before. Good race in her last start, going a mile at Delaware Park, where she fired a lifetime best number. If she handles the off-going, and there's nothing that says she won't pedigree-wise, she certainly has a shot on the bottom of my ticket.
All right, the 5 here. You have the 5 on top. Fannie Bell Fleming, a Freedom Child filly. She should like the slot. Freedom Child, he freaked into Peter Pan. Sheldon Russell rides this filly for trainer Dale Capuano.
Yeah, out of a 2-punch mare. I mean, those are the kind of that like this off-going. Does show a race on and off track a long time ago, and going a mile. That's not even on her present form. So she's in better form here today. 3 back going a mile. She ran a big race against Tougher. This will be her first time going long at this level. She's going to get slop. I like Fannie Bell Fleming here for Sheldon Russell and Dale Capuano, who've been just quietly going along, winning their share of races.
We both like the 2 here, Sweet Home Dixie. We have a video to show you of her last win late September right here at Laurel Park, coming off a layoff. There she is, rallying from off the pace, turning for home with Vargas aboard, and she's going to get up and win by 3 1/4. Big 56 Buyer speed figure, so she's in very good form, and she's right back in for the 10,000 today.
She certainly is, and this was a big race. She was 11 lengths out of it going into the far turn, and she draws off and wins this one by 3. How does this happen? And it was a big race. Now she comes back at this level off that big win, second off a layoff. This is the kind of layoff that Hammy Smith excels at, 21%. And his numbers across the board are they're fine, they're good, but nothing jumps off the page. This is a type of number that does jump off the page for Hammy Smith. Second off this type of layoff, you're getting Georgie Vargas back. Going to have to handle the off-going, but within realm of possibility that Sweet Home Dixie handles it without an issue.
Maldonado is going to have one of the favorites here, the 4 Ragtop. Carlos Carrasco rides this Union Rags filly, beaten favorite her last 3 starts, and tried this level last out. Ran a good second, an okay third behind Sweet Home Dixie and Swirly Shirley in that race we just showed you.
And certainly capable of better than her last 2 back, a decent race up there at Delaware Park. But I go back and look at a couple of these races earlier this year right here at Laurel Park, going this one-turn the one-turn mile here, and there were some decent efforts going the one-turn mile. Now, I do think she benefits from running a 2-turn race. The pace slows up in front of her and makes her keeps her a little bit closer. She just simply got outrun going that one-turn mile in her last start.
And she does like this distance. 5 for 6 in the money at this distance for the 4 Ragtop. Let's turn the page here. Race 8's going to kick off the late daily double. 5.5 furlongs, claiming 16,000 filly mares 3 and up. Never won 2. Lifetime. Well, we're all over the place here. Maybe we'll get some prices home here in race 8. These days when it comes off the turf, you think, some small fields favorites win. No, you get big prices on days like this. You'll get a big price on that late pick 5, and that's going to make it pay well today, I think.
Oh, absolutely, and you're going to get a big pool in that late pick 5 also. So get studying.
Race 8, here we go. I have the 8 on top. Grand Skylark by Admiral Alex here for Susan Cooney. It's a homebred for Mary Slade. This filly won her debut right here at Laurel Park back in June. Was forwardly placed that day at 14-1 and gets up with a bug boy aboard. And then tried starter allowance and no good a couple times, and got back in good form on the turf. Her last couple tries, she showed speed, went right to the front, then got a little late in her last couple starts. But I just hope she can use that good form and put it on the slop here with Jorge Riaz aboard. Speed from the outside with the 8 Grand Skylark. I hope he can go right to the front. That's my thinking, at least.
And Jorge Ruiz has been riding very, very well here, and it's just going to be a question if he goes to the front, if she can hang on. She's been getting late in her last couple of efforts. They were good races, no doubt about it. But getting late on the turf, she's going to have to be able to carry her speed over this off track.
All right, you have the 4 on top here. Passion's Image for Claudio Gonzalez. Victor Carrasco will ride a sharp maiden score sprinting on the turf at Parks 2 back, and had a trouble trip on the turf last out here at Laurel.
Yeah, had trouble in her last start. Really had no shot right from the beginning. Going to stay in this race, and why not? By Reddy's Image out of a successful appeal mare. This should be okay on this off track. Shows a couple decent races on a fast main track. It is Claudio Gonzalez, Victor Carrasco. They're worth 24% of the time finding the winner's circle. So I'm going to stay on Passion's Image here. Gets across this footing without a problem. We're laying just off the pace and finishing up.
All right, and the 14 you have in your exact on the far outside. The 14 is the only one off the – no, the 11 and the 12 are in as well. I don't have a scratch on the 11 or 12. They're in. And the 14, Kitty Zip, draws in off the AE. Kitty Zip's going to be one of the favorites here for Hugh McMahon. A sharp maiden score, sprinting on the turf last out.
No, it certainly is. And you toss out that race from 2 years ago, August of 2017, and you see a filly who's never run a bad race. Her worst race, she ran 7th, but she only got beat 4 lengths for the whole thing. Now, all those races were on the turf. She's going to get on the main track for the second time in her life today, but for the first time on a sloppy track by City Zip. I think this works. A great outside draw for Hugh McMahon and Javion Toledo.
All right, so the 11, 12, and the 14, they draw in off the AE there in race 8. Let's take a look at the 9th and final race. We're going 6 furlongs, maiden claiming 10,000 2-year-old fillies. Video spotlight here on the 8. The 8's going to be one of the favorites here, another whim. Let's show you the race from early September. A bad stumble at the start. Oh, goes right to her nose. Almost goes down. Good job by Victor Carrasco for hanging on there. You can see it again, the 2. Bad stumble there.
Bad stumble there, and really had no shot after that, and just kind of galloped around there, and that's the right thing to do. You're totally outrun. Save the filly for another day. She comes back in the main 25 on the turf for the first time in her last start. That wasn't a bad effort, but today she shows up with blinkers. She shows up with a Lasix. She shows back up with Carrasco, and a couple works since then by Seville out of a spring at last mare. It's the bottom side. I'm getting a little worried about getting over the off-going, but it's Hammy Smith, and these are the type of races that Hammy wins, and I like the outside draw for her. Even if she doesn't get away the best, she can work it out from there.
All right, you go with the 1, West Coast Sky on top. 2-year-old filly by Sky Kingdom from the Jerry O'Dwyer barn. Sheldon Russell had a 2-win day yesterday. You have Russell here on the 1.
I do. Russell returns on this daughter of Sky Kingdom, and she lost all chance at the break in her last start. She absolutely got squeezed on out of there and still salvages a decent finish. I think this one comes back and runs much better than that last start. It'd be second time Jeremiah O'Dwyer. We know the year Jeremiah's having, and a sharp work. Look at that work on October 12th. 35-2 here at Laurel Park. A little tune me up, get me out of the gate. We drew the 1. Let's go. I like that here for West Coast Sky, Russell, and O'Dwyer.
All right, your 9-5 morning line favorite here, the 2, Emo from Michael Pino. Has early speed, gets 7 pounds off with the bug. Felix Pinero, 0 for 1 on the off track. Ran an okay third and was disqualified, placed 5th back in July at Delaware. But it looked like she handled the slop just fine that race. She has early speed. Hopefully she's going right to the front with the bug.
She certainly does, and now she's in for the 10,000. She's been consistently good, but she's also been consistently not good out of the gate. She's going to have to get out 2 of her 4 starts. She didn't break well. A couple works since then. A good break is going to be essential for Emo under Felix Pinero.
All right, that's it. We're out of time. We're off the turf today. Sloppy main track. Let's crank up that late pick 5 carryover one more time, Damon. Big number in that late pick 5. It's over 20,000. There you go. One of the biggest pick 5 carryovers in the country today. $20,291. Starts race 5 on the 9-race program. Industry load, 12% takeout. My tickets online, laurelpark.com. Underneath the handicapping section. Sloppy track. Start studying. Dave Rodman's coming up next with scratches and changes. Good luck.